Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Mad love and respect for passing through to tonight's video. I won't be going live, but I thought let me give you this heads up on what to expect now within the next 4 hours, okay? Why is it important over the next 4 hours? Because we are going to have a new daily candle print, okay? Now, it's all based on what Bitcoin does from now into the next 4 hours. Why? Because Bitcoin has done a good job of trying to get close towards yesterday's close. Okay, now if from now up until the start of a new daily candle, Bitcoin does end up above the 29 zone, we can anticipate that the start of the next daily candle in 4 hours will try and work its way up into this wicked zone. Okay, which would then allow us to see Bitcoin try and make its way into the red vector zone in the Friday session. Now, we don't have many news announcements tomorrow in the New York session, so I won't be able to stream tomorrow as I have my daughter. But more importantly, what you've got to be aware of is the behavior of the US Brinks session. The US Brinks is going to establish if Bitcoin can actually move up higher tomorrow on the basis that we trade closer towards the 29 range going into tonight. Okay, so let's go down into the 1 hour time frame to make sense of it. Look what happened today. We were anticipating that the daily open was going to get taken. Happy days, we projected it well. It landed. We saw them manipulate the range on the 15-minute time frame. Remember what we said about that red vector candle right there, ladies and gentlemen? It was the stop hunt. That's what the US Brinks is. It sets up the narrative for the first hour and a half of trading. Now, come 9 o'clock in the morning in the US session, the New York session is open. We then have another half an hour to wait for the futures markets to open. Once those futures markets open, they absorb all the news from the previous session and the night before. Any pre-market orders are getting finalized, and then they start their trading, which is pretty much why we see most volatile movements happening within the first hour and a half of trading. Which is why Bitcoin made its way up to the daily open. It broke the first structure, second structure, and it tried to make its way up all into this zone right here, but it found resistance at the 200 EMA. Now, this is what you got to be aware of. You can see on the 200 EMA, Bitcoin has had this habit of rejecting that zone. It tried it here, failed. Tried here twice and then failed. Came aggressively away from the 200, and now it's in exactly the same situation, but has ended up lower, and it's tried to get above the 200 EMA on the 15-minute time frame and hasn't followed through. Now, what can we expect Bitcoin to do? As I said to you, in the next 4 hours, we want Bitcoin to try and finalize higher and at least end up positive for the day. And it's not too far away from the daily open, because if Bitcoin can get above this zone on the 15-minute time frame, which is the 50 EMA, that will be the 13 EMA on the 1 hour time frame. All right. And then we'd be working in towards the 50 EMA on the hourly. So that will take us to right here, as you can see right there. OK, now, if Bitcoin can't, in the next 4 hours, get over this daily open, then the start of the next daily candle could see a continuation back down to recover these previous green vector candles right here. Okay, so that is a little bit of a problem for us. Now, it's important that you only trade the opens of each session. So right now, we've got an hour left of the New York session. Then we will have the Sydney session open. That session is tricky to trade. Why? Because we deem it as the dead gap time. It's when the market maker can really manipulate the ranges and just play around with the orders, widen spreads, and hit people's orders left, right, and center. Wait until Tokyo opens, ladies and gentlemen, because Tokyo will behave like the US Brinks. It will initiate a stop hunt, whether it's to the upside or to the downside, and then you'll know exactly what ranges they are likely to work towards based on the volatility from that first hour of trading, because Tokyo opens and then Hong Kong opens an hour later. Okay, now word on the street says that Bitcoin is going to go down lower. People are calling for 20, 22. We can put the 2 and 2 together and understand, ladies and gentlemen, that on the weekly time frame, yes, Bitcoin is in the vector candle ranges, but has aggressively come away from the zone at this from the 26,651 area. Okay, in order for us to understand exactly what is happening, we can see that on the book map itself, if we zoom out, we can see that we've got commitment on both sides. There's liquidity all over the place. 452 Bitcoin at the 29,300 zone. This is important that Bitcoin makes it over the 29 range before the end of the day. 568 Bitcoin at 28,700. All right. So it's really, look how close that liquidity is. Yeah. Now, if we look further down, we're most likely going to see more liquidity to the downside. And again, we got 767 Bitcoin at 27 zone. Now, I'm talking about now until tomorrow, going into the New York session. Anything can happen overnight, ladies and gentlemen, but just keep your wits about yourselves, all right? If you're on the belief that Bitcoin is going to go higher, probe your trades, ladies and gentlemen. Use light sizes. You can see the chaos that is happening in cryptocurrency and that anything can happen. Look what happened to Luna, ladies and gentlemen. This is phenomenal. This coin only 2.5 days ago was nearly $100. Look at what's happened to it. Getting delisted all over the board. Always maintain capital preservation. That's the only thing you can do in this game. Because what I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is this. A trader will always know, ideally, a trader must always keep in the back of his mind how much money he could lose. Okay? Whether he loses money on a move to the upside or to the downside, ladies and gentlemen, he has to know exactly where he is going to lose. He can't be paying attention to how much he could make. Okay? Because that sets him up to being dismissive of the overall direction. In other words, what I like to tell people is this. You pay to play, but also do not give the market maker a discount on your capital. Okay? If you were to start a business, ladies and gentlemen, would you allow people a 90% discount on your products? You wouldn't survive, would you? So why would you give the market maker a discount on your capital? You will give him the smallest discount possible. Anything below 5%, happy days. Yeah? Now, of course, we got leverage trading, which obviously increases your exposure. We get that. Manage your expectations as best as you can, ladies and gentlemen. The idea is to stay in the game. Okay? Now, moving forward, on the hypothetical scenario that the 50 EMA has now established Bitcoin as a resistance point at this 29 area, the 29,500 zone, the next point of interest could be lower. What we need to establish is what will need to happen from now until the start of a new daily candle for us to believe it can go higher or lower. Remember what I said. It's got 4 hours before it can end up higher at the daily open. If it can make its way up towards the daily open within the next 4 hours, happy days. The next candle may likely continue on with that momentum to the upside, and we will then be going into testing the 50 EMA. If it can break up and go into the 50 EMA, then we will see higher price action. Why? Because if you go on the smaller time frames itself, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that we will be going into previous structures over here. This zone right here, the 30,000 zone, is an important zone for Bitcoin to break over if it's going to come away from the lows that it's already established. But of course, we do have this green vector candle. Okay, now something that I do like to encourage people to be aware of. All right, look on the higher time frame. Where is the momentum developing? Is price above or below the 50 EMA? If it's below, you're looking for shorts. If it's above, you're looking for longs. Right now, we're in the middle. We're trying to establish, is it going to go higher from this point or is it going to go lower from this point? Wait until Tokyo and you'll know exactly where you stand. Okay? Now, I hope that serves justice for you, ladies and gentlemen. Again, mad love and respect for anyone passing through to today's live stream and throughout the week. Pattern watchers, I got nothing but love and respect for every single one of you people. Be sure to subscribe because I will be doing a live on Sunday night to bring in the start of the week. But more importantly, I will be doing a video tomorrow to check in with you all, and I'll be doing a holders update as well. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure. Mad love and respect. Peace.